Hey, what is up, guys? I'm your boy Nick with Pick Up My Man. We are back with another one. We're gonna be talking about we're gonna be finalizing our picks for UFC Fight Night Vegas 83. In the main event, we have Chris Gutierrez taking on the top ranked Song Yadong for that. Chris Gutierrez trying to get into that top 10, and he's got a tough fight ahead of him. And let's take a look at the full card, guys. We're gonna be looking at these fighters facing off against each other. And we're going to be talking about the weigh-ins, how they looked at the weigh-ins. Let's talk about the first fight. So, first fight on the card, we have, God damn it, let me pull it up here, guys. So, first fight on the card, we have Talita Alencar versus Dos Santos. And I've been picking Dos Santos since in my early picks video. So, I've been picking Dos Santos. I picked Dos Santos as an underdog in her last fight in Invicta, which gave her this opportunity to make it to the UFC. And I do think she's making a lot of improvements, but she's got a tough fight ahead of her. And now both of these girls are making their UFC debut against each other. And this is a really good matchup, man. I really like this matchup for these two girls. And I think we're in for a good fight. So we're starting off with this fight in Alencar versus Dos Santos. Alencar looked pretty good on the skills. She gave us a pretty good flex on the skills. And Alencar did have a full training camp for this fight, so I do expect her to look a little bit better. But however, I just didn't like how she looked at the weigh-ins. I mean, in her last fight on Dana White Contender Series, she looked like she was gasping for air and almost on the verge of being TKO'd, stopped some couple of times. She should thank the referee for not stopping that fight, or else he would not be here, because she was gasping for air and she almost got TKO. It was almost a TKO stoppage, but the referee let it go on, and ended up being a draw. But she really put on a disappointing performance there. And now she's taking on a girl who's had almost like 20 fights in MMA. Dos Santos does have a background in BJJ, so I am picking Dos Santos here. She does look a little bit bigger, but not by much. But she is gonna have to defend some takedowns here. Alencar is very dangerous. She's got dangerous BJJ skills in the first round. I think she's gonna be very dangerous. But as this fight goes longer, I do think Dos Santos is gonna turn it up. She's gonna start landing her striking. She's gonna let her hands go, and I do think she's gonna hit her a couple of times with some nice hooks. And I'm gonna be picking Rayanne Amanda Dos Santos. So I do think she could get a decision, which I'm calling at plus 150. But I wouldn't be shocked if she gets a stoppage in the third round, because Alencar does not have good cardio. I just noticed this guy over here poking into her stomach. I mean, I hope her stomach's okay. This guy almost butchered her stomach. I mean, holy shit. But my pick is Dos Santos though, and I think she's gonna get it done. But I like her money line a lot. I put a 1.2 units on her at minus 120 when the lines opened up. But if you can get anything under like minus 140, minus 130, I think it's worth playing her. So I do think Dos Santos for the win. I think it's gonna be a decision for her. Next up, we got Carlos Hernandez. Looks pretty good on the skills, taking on Tatsuro Taira. Excuse me, guys. Tatsuro Taira looked really good on the skills too. Came in pretty good shape. He's going to be a little bit bigger here. But on the feed, man, Carlos Hernandez he's got a good striking, but his takedown defense is really suspect. And I do expect Tatsuro Taira to get some takedowns. But if you guys are looking for an underdog that you think has a good chance at plus 400, I don't think Hernandez is a bad underdog, but I am going to be picking Tatsuro Taira here. Until I see him look really bad and horrible in a fight, I'm probably not going to be picking against him. But I think Tatsuro Taira probably wins here. Maybe by decision, but I am calling submission for Tatsuro Taira. I do expect him to get a takedown, maybe in the first or second round, and maybe lock something up. He's got a lot of tools in his toolbox. He's got a lot of different submissions. He's submitted a lot of guys in the UFC. He's submitted all of them differently, so I do think he can find a submission on the ground once he gets the fight to the ground. So my call is Tatsuro Taira by submission. But Hernandez is not a bad fighter. I do think Hernandez is making some improvements, but I still gotta pick Tatsuro Taira here. I think Tatsuro Taira is gonna making a lot of improvements. He's still a really young cat in the game, and I think he's gonna get it done by submission. Next up, we got Stephanie Egger taking on Luana Santos. Man, Luana Santos did not look good on the skills, and this is an iffy pick. I'm not telling anyone to go bet on Luana Santos. I've been telling people not to bet on her at these odds. But she did not look good on the skills. She missed weight. She weighed in at 139 or something like that, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm not sure if she even trained for this fight. She didn't look that good on the skills. And Stephanie Egger looked really good on the skills, man. But the almost 13-year age gap, That's a little bit concerning. Stephanie Egger is going to have a big experience edge over Luana Santos. But on the feet, man, I think Luana Santos is going to be more aggressive. She's going to be the one walking forward more. And I do expect her presser to be the difference maker in this fight. She always walks forward. She always presses forward. And I do think she can get a finish in this fight. But, man, if you guys are looking for an underdog, I think Stephanie Egger is not a bad underdog, though. But I just can't pick her. I just haven't been impressed. He really let me down last time against Alex Diva. I had her parlayed with someone else. I can't remember who it was with, but she really let me down there. And I told myself I'm never picking Stephanie Egger ever again. Maybe I will in the future, but over here I think Luana Santos is gonna be able to defend the takedowns. I mean, unless Stephanie Egger gets like a judo throw or something, I don't see her getting the takedown. And I think on the feet, I think Luana Santos is better. But at these odds, man, I do not like Luana Santos at these odds. But my pick is Luana Santos by a finish. I think she's going to finish her at some point. I'm going to say submission. Next up, we got Steve Garcia taking on Melquizael Costa. And both of these guys looked really good on the scales. I think Steve Garcia looked a little bit better. He looks like the bigger guy here in this fight. But I am going to be picking Melquizael Costa here. Steve Garcia looked really good, man. Last time even, he looked really good against Shannon and Becky. But I think I think Costa's got the better striking, more technical. He's a little bit more technical. He's got the better chin. I like his durability too. But the pick I'm giving you guys for this fight to bet on is the fight doesn't go the distance. I think we're gonna get a finish here. I am expecting Costa to be the one who gets a finish. I do like his point spread at -130. I think he can get a finish or just win by decision. But if you guys like, this is probably one of the better underdogs on this card. I mean, I think some of these underdogs are live, man. I'll be honest with you guys right now. I'm not confident in these first couple of fights. But I do think Dos Santos wins, and I think Costa wins. I think Costa is going to be able to find a knockout at some point. I am picking Costa by first round knockout. But if he gets his grappling going, this fight could go longer too. So I wouldn't really trust under 1.5 or under 2.5. If you're going to be betting the fight, I think the fight doesn't go the distance at -210. I think that's a good look there. But my pick is Costa by knockout. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Shannon Ross, the GOAT, taking on Hyun Sung Park. And this is basically a freebie for Hyun Sung Park. But he's got to be careful, man. He does get dropped too. I've seen him get dropped in his couple of fights. And Shannon Ross, I mean, as bad as he is, as much of a glass cannon that he is, he's got some skills, man. If this fight drags on, it could get a little bit sweaty. But I've been picking Hyun Sung Park, and I will pick him here too. The veins don't really tell me anything. I don't think Ross has a chin left anymore. And I am going to be picking Hyun Sung Park by knockout. And that's one of my best bets by knockout. I think he's going to land something. And then I think Shannon Ross is not going to be able to take the punishment after coming back. After he's on like a 3-fight knockout streak. Losing streak, I mean. And when you've been getting knocked out back-to-back, I don't think going up against someone as explosive as Hyun Sung Park and someone that has good grappling too. Hyun Sung Park has good grappling too, but I think he's gonna be able to find a knockout at some point. So my pick is Hyun Sung Park by knockout, but I liked under 1.5 a lot there. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Kevin Jousset taking on Kenan Song, and I've been picking Kenan Song, and I don't know, the size difference. There's not much of a size difference here. But Kevin just said, I mean, City Kickboxing is like 2-0 against Kenan Song, so that does worry me a little bit. But Kenan Song, man, this guy's been in the UFC. He dropped Ian Gary. Like, he's got some nice striking. He's crisp in the striking. But Kevin just said, man, the way he keeps his chin up like this. The way you see him here, he's gonna strike like that. He strikes like very upright. He stays very upright. He's got that stance, and I'm gonna pick the Kenan Song as an underdog here. I think Kenan Song has a good chance at upsetting here, but I'm not really telling anyone to go throw money on Kenan Song or anything. But I think if anyone can come through, I think it's Kenan Song here. But if Kevin Jousset runs him over, I would not be shocked, because that's what he's supposed to do. He's favored to win this fight. But I'm gonna be picking Kenan Song here, and if there's a bigger size difference here, I would probably flip to Kevin Jousset. But there's not much of a size difference here, so I'm going to be sticking with my underdog pick here, Kenan Song, by decision. But I could definitely see him hurting him and maybe finding a finish. So I wouldn't really trust overs and unders. But I think Kenan Song can get this done. So next up, we got Muniz taking on Ardent Turtle, yeah. We got the Ardent Turtle taking on Andre Muniz. Andre Muniz looked really good on the skills, man, but I just can't pick this guy. I picked him. I picked him in his every fight in the UFC. I picked Andre Muniz, and he's really let me down in his last 2 fights. Losing to Brandon Allen, you can give him a break for that, but losing to Paul Craig by knockout, ground and pound, that is embarrassing, bro. You should not be getting grounded pounded by Paul Craig. I mean, if you're really this high level grappler, you should not be getting out grappled by Paul Craig. Even though Paul Craig has good grappling, but getting grounded and pounded, he got absolutely exhausted in that fight, and he pretty much just gave up in that fight. So Iron Turtle is the pick. I think Iron Turtle is gonna finish him inside the distance. I like the fight doesn't go the distance a lot, and I like Iron Turtle by maybe by knockout or submission. I'm gonna call it submission because it's more plus money, plus 600 for Jun Park by submission. I think he's gonna touch him up with the jab a couple of times. He's gonna be the one winning minutes unless he gets caught in like a crazy submission off. Unless Andre Muniz locks up a crazy submission off his back, I don't think Jun Park is gonna lose here. I think Jun Park has been taking his career really serious, more serious than Andre Muniz has, and I think Jun Park is gonna get this done. So Jun Park inside the distance at plus 120, I like that a lot. But I also like the submission at plus 600. I think it's worth a sprinkle. Next up, but if you guys are picking Andre Muniz here, it looks like a little bit the bigger guy here. But if you guys are picking Andre Muniz, maybe taking by submission, I think that's going to be his best path to victory. But I can't hate anyone taking Andre Muniz here. He's at like plus 150, plus 160, I think. So it is what it is. If you guys think he can get it done, taking him by submission, I don't see him winning a decision here. And I don't see him winning, getting a knockout here. So if he wins, it's probably going to be like a submission off his back. But I think Jun Park is going to get this done. So Jun Park by submission is my call, second round. Next up, we got Sumudaerji taking on our favorite fighter, Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is stepping into this fight in short notice. We were supposed to have Nascimento taking on Sumudaerji, and we're picking Nascimento confidently. I was pretty confident that Nascimento was going to get this done. And even on short notice, man, Tim Elliott came in pretty good shape. He got a fresh haircut, so that makes me even more confident in him. And I think Tim Elliott's going to get this done, man. I think Tim Elliott's going to be able to find a submission at some point. But I do like his money line a lot. It's basically almost even money. This fight is basically even money. I think Tim Elliott's like the slight favorite. He was beating up Mikhaev before that submission that he got caught in the third round. In this fight, he doesn't have to worry about getting caught in any submission. He's going to have the much better grappling. We've seen Sumudaerji get out-grappled many, many times. All of his 5 losses are by submission. Even though Tim Elliott has only one submission win in the UFC, but he's fought the much higher level of competition. So it's tough to submit guys like that he's been getting wins over, but he's still able to out-grapple those guys. Sumudaerji does look like the bigger guy here, but look at the back on Tim Elliott. He's got the grappling back, and I think he's going to be able to take Sumudaerji down and hold him down and maybe lock in a submission. I am picking Tim Elliott by submission. That's my pick. But I wouldn't be shocked if he wins by decision. Maybe just grapples him for 3 rounds. But Sumudaerji has horrible cardio. But the short notice does concern me a little bit. He's Tim Elliott. I hope he's trained. He is always training. We never really had Tim Elliott slow down in fights. He's usually always pushing forward, pressing his opponents backwards. And I think unless he gets clipped and put away, which I don't see happening. I mean, higher level guys are knocking out Tim Elliott. I don't see Sumudaerji doing it. So my pick is Tim Elliott by submission, but I could see him getting a decision too. Maybe play a submission or decision. I like that a lot. But next up, we got Jamie Mullarkey taking on Nasrat Haqparast. And I've been picking Nasrat Haqparast since my early picks video. But he does look a little bit shorter here. Looks like the smaller guy here. But he does have good takedown defense, which if he didn't have good takedown defense, I would have been a little bit worried. Excuse me, guys. But my bad. I just had some food, man. So my bad if burping here. But I am picking Nasrat Haqparast. I think he's gonna win a decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight, 29-28. But Mullarkey, I like his point spread. If you guys like Mullarkey here, you guys think I don't think Nasrat is gonna knock him out or anything. I was picking Nasrat by knockout at first, but Nasrat hasn't really knocked out anyone. But Mezzani knocks him out now that we're picking him by decision. But I think this is going to be a really close fight. I don't really advise anyone to go bet on Nasrat. But if the odds were closer, I think I would advise I would have Nasrat in one of my best bets. But I think Jamie Mullarkey is not I like the point spread on Jamie Mullarkey plus 3.5. All he has to do is win 1 out of the 3 rounds. I think Mullarkey can win in 1 round at least. But I'm picking Nasrat by decision. I think he can get it done. Next up, we got Khalil Rountree taking on Anthony Smith. Khalil Rountree was supposed to take on the powerful striker Asma Murzakanov, and I was picking Asma Murzakanov. I picked Asma Murzakanov in every fight he's been in the UFC. But now that Asma is out of the fight, Anthony Smith is stepping in here for an easy win. He probably thinks that he can out-grapple Khalil Rountree. Maybe he can, man. Maybe Anthony Smith can do it. But he hasn't looked all that good in his last couple of fights. But he is the bigger guy here. Anthony Smith has pretty good striking, so maybe he can get it done. But I don't know, man. Khalil Rountree has nasty leg kicks. We've seen Anthony Smith can't really deal with leg kicks, and Khalil Rountree has some crazy pop in his shots, man. He's got some crazy power. And I could see him touching Smith up. But if this goes past the 1.5 rounds, I could definitely see Smith getting it done, maybe getting a late submission on Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree doesn't really have that good takedown defense, and I could definitely see Anthony Smith. But Anthony Smith hasn't really shot any takedowns in his last couple of fights, so I wouldn't be like super confident in him. But if there's a fight that he can win, it's probably this one. But I am gonna be picking Khalil Rountree. I've been picking Khalil Rountree since Anthony Smith stepped into this on short notice. But if Smith had a full camp for this fight, I would have picked Smith here. But I think Khalil Rountree is going to land one of those big bombs and maybe knock him out. So my pick is Khalil Rountree by second round TKO. But I would not be shocked if Smith gets a takedown and maybe locks in a submission, because he's a much better fighter on the ground. So if this fight hits the ground, I think Smith is live for a submission. Maybe look at that plus 500 submission prop for Smith. But if this stays standing, I think Khalil Rountree is going to knock him out at some point. So that's the pick, guys, for the co-main event. Let's go to the next fight now. Next up, we got the main event of the evening, guys. Hit the subscribe button down below if you guys found this video for the first time, and hit the like down below for that YouTube algorithm, guys. I appreciate you guys. Next up, we got Chris Gutierrez taking on Song Yadong. Song Yadong was supposed to take on Peter Yan, I think, in this main event, but they're giving this opportunity to Chris Gutierrez, and I liked what I've seen from Song Yadong, man. I've watched his Faber's interview. The Samo just did an interview with the Faber, and so Faber was like talking really some good stuff about Song Yadong, how he's really been training really hard, and the way Song Yadong's been talking about this fight, man, I don't like what I've been hearing about him. He's been kind of just overlooking Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez, man, this guy's a good striker from the outside, but he really disappointed me against Pedro Muniz. I mean, he got cracked once, dropped once. He didn't want to smoke anymore, and I just don't like seeing that. And we've seen Song Yadong go up against Corey Sandhagen, and that was 2-2 heading into the 5th round before that cut stoppage. Chris Gutierrez doesn't land any elbows, or like at plus 300. I mean, maybe he's got a shot. Maybe he's got I would give Song Yadong like a 65% chance, like 70% chance to win this fight, and I would give Chris Gutierrez like a 35% chance maybe. But man, I think once Song Yadong lands one of those power shots on him, I think Chris Gutierrez is not going to want to smoke. He's just going to stay on the outside and touch his legs. I don't think that's going to work. I think Song Yadong can take him down if Chris Gutierrez goes for those naked leg kicks. I could see Song Yadong using that wrestling to take him down. And look at the way he's getting right into Chris Gutierrez's face. And Chris Gutierrez, look at this. Like, I like what I've seen from the face-offs. Song Yadong is going to knock him out. That's the prop of the week. Song Yadong by knockout is the prop of the week. And Jin Young Park, the Iron Turtle, is my lock of the week. Let's freaking go. Let's make it 3 in a row. We're on a 2 lock streak right now. We're on a 2 prop of the week streak right now. Let's freaking go, guys. I gave you guys a plus money prop last week, under 3.5 rounds in the main event, in the Benil Darius versus Arman Sarukian fight. And I'm giving you guys another plus money prop here. Song Yadong to knock out Chris Gutierrez, to be the first one to knock him out. I could totally be wrong here, and Chris Gutierrez just survives, stays on the outside, and just loses the decision. But I do think Song Yadong is going to land one of those big bombs, and Song Yadong has nasty ground and pound. Once he smells the blood in the water, this dude is like a shark, man. He's going to hunt he's going to let those nasty ground and pound go. And Song Yadong has fought a much better level of competition. And we've seen Chris Gutierrez, once he takes the step up in competition, doesn't really know how to deal with the higher level guys. He's able to beat these lower level guys outside the top 15, but when he takes a step up in competition, can't really win. I mean, he went to a draw against Cody Durden, a grappler like who doesn't really have any power on the feet. So if you're going to a draw with Cody Durden, I mean, come on, man, I can't pick you here. So I don't like the odds on Song Yadong, minus 380. It is what it is, but I think it's justified. I think this is a step down in competition. Song Yadong was supposed to take on Peter Yan, and I think Song Yadong can deal with Chris Gutierrez. I think he can deal with the leg kicks. That's all Chris Gutierrez has, the leg kicks. Doesn't really have any boxing in the pocket. And I think I would pick Ricky Simon over Chris Gutierrez, to be honest with you guys. And I picked Song Yadong as an underdog over Ricky Simon by knockout, and he knocked him out in the 5th round, I think it was, or something like that. But so the pick is Song Yadong by knockout. I think he's gonna knock him out at some point, but I am picking a late TKO stoppage for Song Yadong. I think Chris Gutierrez is gonna slow down. I mean, even Aletang Haley was able to take Chris Gutierrez down when he went for the takedown in the 3rd round, and he was able to control him for a couple of minutes. So I think Song Yadong wants to get a takedown. He can get a takedown. If he wants to knock him out on the feet, he can knock him out on the feet. So guys, my pick is Song Yadong by TKO, and I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. This is already 20 minutes long, and I gotta end this video here. I hope you guys had a good time in the live stream today. We did a PFL live stream. We went 9-2 on picks, called some big time underdog. We went 2-2 on underdog calls, and Nido got the job done by plus 140 underdog, and we called another plus 115 underdog. Let's freaking go, guys. We absolutely killed it in the PFL stream today. We had some parlays there too. Kakrab. Breeze got the submission. I called the submission plus 285 submission call. So we absolutely killed it. I'm hoping to keep the momentum live. And we're going to do a live stream tomorrow. So come hang out with me in the live stream. It's always popping. We had over like 40 people in the live stream today. I appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me. So I appreciate all the support, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wasn't gonna make this video at first, but then I'm like, yo, some of you guys watched the weigh-ins video, so I'll make it, man. It is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna end this here. It's already like over 20 minutes long, and I hope you good luck on all your bets tomorrow, guys. I hope you guys cash all your bets. Let's make our money back from the books, and I hope you guys enjoy the breakdown. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, man. Take it easy, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.